We should be better. We should be better.
Daha iyi olmalıyız.
Should I return now? Should I return now?
Şimdi dönmeli miyim?
Your stepmother's assistant? Your stepmother's assistant?
Üvey annen yardımcısı mı?
His half-brothers are inventors. He has many half-brothers.
Üvey erkek kardeşleri çoktur.
Won't it push last year? Won't it push last year?
Geçen sene zorlamayacak mı?
He should not be a frequent truck driver. He should not be a frequent truck driver.
Sık sık kamyon şoförü olmamalıdır.
After 3 years they must be washed. After 3 years they must be washed.
3 yıl sonra yıkanmaları gerekir.
Years of engineering? Years of engineering?
Yıllık mühendislik mi yaptık?
Can they lock weekly? Can they lock weekly?
Haftalık kilitleyebilirler mi?
Is my stepbrother binding? Is my stepbrother binding?
Üvey kardeşim bağlayıcı mı?
Neighbor hematologist. Neighbor hematologist.
Komşusu hematolog.
They didn't call before 4 a.m. They called before 4 a.m.
Daha önce sabah 4'ü aradılar.
Were his brothers cops? Police buildings?
Polis binaları.
Will he like it after 3 nights? Will he like it after 3 nights?
3 gece sonra beğenecek mi?
Was your sister a rower? Was your sister a rower?
Kız kardeşin kürekçi miydi?
Are their mother-in-laws fashion designers? Are their mother-in-laws fashion saviors?
Kayınvalideleri moda koruyucusu mu?
We are electrician every year. We are electrician every year.
Biz elektrikçi her yıl.
Is our friend a rower? Is our friend a rower?
Arkadaşımız kürekçi mi?
Can he write every day? Can he write every day?
Her gün yazabilir mi?
We must take a step. We must take a step.
Adım atmalıyız.
Does it then extend to 4 evenings? Does it then extend to 4 evenings?
Daha sonra 4 akşam uzar mı?
Can't he suppress? Can't he suppress?
Bastıramaz mı?
My wife was a preacher. Now he was the preacher.
Şim vaizdi.
Was our friend an actor? Our friend is an actor?
Arkadaşımız oyuncu olarak mı?
Do you have to apply? Do you have to apply?
Başvurmak zorunda mısın?
They were firemen 5 minutes ago. They were firemen 5 minutes ago.
5 dakika önce itfaiyeciydiler.
Is his father a juggler? Is his father a juggler?
Babası hokkabaz mı?
We couldn't come 2 days ago. We couldn't come 2 days ago.
2 gün önce gelemedik.
Our relatives were air traffic controllers. Our relatives were air traffic controllers.
Akrabalarımız hava trafik kontrolörüydü.
Can I get points? Can I get points?
Puan alabilirim.
After 4 minutes they should be put on. After 4 minutes they should be put on.
4 dakika sonra koymaları gerekir.
Don't you row at night? Don't you row at night?
Geceleri kürek çekmez misin?
Can a woman become a cop after 1 day? Could a woman be a cop in 1 day?
Bir gün sonra kadın polis mi olabilir?
Is her stepmother a journalist? Is her stepmother a journalist?
Üvey annesi gazeteci mi?
Your children are lawyers. Your children are lawyers.
Çocuklarınız avukat.
Am I expanding? Am I expanding?
Genişletiyor muyum?
Uncle's jury. Uncle's jury.
Amcaları jürisi.
Was my grandson a window cleaner? My grandson window cleaner protector?
Torunum pencere temizleyicisi koruyucusu.
We know. We guys.
Biz çocuklar.
After 4 nights the chef should do it. After 4 nights the chef should do it.
4 gece sonra şef yapmalı mı?
Rarely closed. Became champion.
Şampiyon oldu.
Can choose. Carries.
Taşır.
Was my nephew a golfer? Was my nephew a golfer?
Yeğenim golfçü müydü?
Your grandfather was a landscape architect. Your grandfather was a landscape architect.
Senin büyük baban peyzaj mimarıydı.
Not immersed. Not immersed.
Dalmış değil.
Should not be audited every month. Printing should not be done every month.
Her ay baskı yapılmamalıdır.
Haven't you done your internship now? Can't you do your internship now?
Şimdi staj yapamadın mı?
After 5 weekends you are not busy. After 5 weekends you are not busy.
5 hafta sonu sonra meşgul olmuyorsunuz.
Would he be an ambassador every month? Would you be an ambassador every month?
Her ay büyükelçi olur musun?
Can't they surround? Can't they surround?
Çevreleyemezler mi?
Doesn't she usually work as a waitress? Doesn't waitress play?
Oynamayı garsonluk yapmaz mı?
Aren't we going to be paramedics in a week? Aren't we going to be paramedics in a week?
Bir hafta sonra sağlık görevlisi olmayacak mıyız?
We weren't journalists then. We weren't journalists then.
Biz o zaman gazeteci değildik.
Was his half-brother a plumber? Step-sister plumber redirect?
Üvey kardeş tesisatçı yönlendirme.
His half-brother is a rapper. His half-brother is a rapper.
Üvey erkek kardeşi rapçi.
Will I limit? Will I limit?
Sınırlayacak mıyım?
Then it won't include 2 in the morning. Then it won't include 2 in the morning.
Daha sonra sabah 2 içermeyecek.
We do not experience. You have no experience.
Tecrübeniz yok.
Your stepfather was an architect. Your stepfather was an architect.
Üvey baban mimardı.
Isn't he usually a greengrocer? Isn't he usually a greengrocer?
O genellikle manav değil mi?
Should always come back. Should always come back.
Her zaman geri dönmelidir.
I can't believe. I can't believe.
İnanamıyorum.
Can we usually do a hematologist? Can we usually do a hematologist?
Genellikle hematolog yapabilir miyiz?
They are locked. They are locked.
Onlar kilit.
Insists. Insists.
Israr ediyor.
Your cousins are forester. Your cousins are forester.
Kuzenleriniz ormancı.
They did not become manager at noon. There were no food managers.
Yemek müdürleri olmadı.
Weren't you an environmentalist every year? Isn't it environmentally friendly every year?
Her yıl çevreci değil mi?
Would he sing? Does she sing?
Şarkı söyler mi?
Is my brother-in-law a therapist? Is my brother-in-law a therapist?
Kayınbiraderimiz terapist mi?
Your relatives were barbers. Your relatives were barbers.
Akrabalarınız berberdi.
Can't I settle in? Can't I settle in?
Yerleşemez miyim?
Didn't you read 2 weeks ago? Didn't you read 2 weeks ago?
2 hafta önce okumadın mı?
I'm born at 4 p.m. I was born after 4 births.
4 doğum sonra doğarım.
Couldn't try soon. Couldn't try close.
Yakın deneyemezdi.
Are my grandchildren anthropologists? Are my grandchildren anthropologists?
Torunlarım antropolog mu?
Are their stepson philosophers? Are their stepson philosophers?
Üvey oğulları filozof mu?
Was not suspicious. It wasn't suspicious.
Şüpheli değildi.
They release it a week later. Releases a week later.
Bir hafta sonra yayınlar.
You can lie next year. Don't lie next year.
Gelecek yıl yalan konuşmasın.
Can't you spare 2 weeks? Can't empty 2 weeks?
2 haftayı boşaltamıyor musunuz?
His grandfather was the CEO. His grandfather was the CEO.
Dedesi CEO'du.
He was just a drummer. He was just a drummer.
Hemen davulcuydu.
Will continue at dawn. Will continue at dawn.
Şafakta devam edecek.
Not expanding now. Not expanding now.
Şimdi genişlemiyordu.
Were they dressed the night before? Were they dressed the night before?
Bir gece önce giyindiler mi?
Can't I teach? Can't I teach?
Öğretemez miyim?
Developer every month, right? Developer every month, right?
Her ay geliştirici değil mi?
Were we always alive? Always survive?
Hep hayatta kalmak.
Would he try? Will it work?
Uğraşacak mı?
I don't destroy every day. Don't destroy every day.
Her gün yok etme.
Her stepdaughter was the lead actress. Her stepdaughter was the lead actress.
Üvey kızı başrol oyuncusuydu.
Are you close? Are you close?
Yaklaşır mısın?
You will never be a babysitter. You will never be a babysitter.
Sen bebek bakıcısı asla.
Don't we hate every year? Don't you hate every year?
Her yıl nefret etmiyor musun?
4 days ago interested. 4 days ago interested.
4 gün önce ilgileniyor.
Don't I care? Don't I care?
İlgilenmez miyim?
Aren't they nanny? Aren't they nanny?
Dadı değiller mi?
We had not been in intensive care for a weekend before. He had not been in intensive care for a weekend before.
Daha önce bir hafta sonu yoğun bakımda değildi.
I shouldn't have been arrested earlier. I shouldn't have been arrested earlier.
Daha önce tutuklamamalıyım.
Your relatives are speakers. Your relatives are spikers.
Akrabalarınız smaçör.
Was your spouse a salesman? Is your spouse a seller?
Eşiniz satıcısı mı?
5 p.m. cannot judge. Cannot be judged after 5 births.
5 doğumdan sonra yargılanamaz.
After 3 months, you can go to the doctor. Expectation of doctor after 3 months.
3 ay sonra doktora beklentisi.
I shouldn't wear. I shouldn't wear.
Takmamalıyım.
Can they make jewelry soon? Can they make jewelry soon?
Yakında kuyumculuk yapabilirler mi?
Should I invest now? Should I invest now?
Şimdi yatırım yapmalı mıyım?
Wouldn't we run away at noon? Is it possible to escape in the afternoon?
Öğleden sonra kaçmak mümkün mü?
Did I walk? Did I walk?
Yürüdüm mü?
Can't I be a referee after 1 day? Can't I be a referee after 1 day?
Bir gün sonra hakem olamaz mıyım?
I shouldn't touch. I shouldn't touch.
Dokunmamalıyım.
My father was a lawyer. My father was a lawyer.
Babam avukattı.
In the afternoon we must be the host. We have to be homeowners after birth.
Doğumdan sonra ev sahibi olmalıyız.
Could tell. Was to talk.
Konuşmaktı.
Is his neighbor a leader? Neighbor leader?
Komşusu lideri mi?
After 5 minutes he should trust. Safe after 5 minutes.
5 dakika sonra güvenli.
I was a rider back then. I was riding back then.
Ben o zamanlar biniyordum.
I wouldn't search now. I wouldn't search now.
Şimdi araştırmazdım.
Hasn't he passed? Hasn't he passed?
Aşmadı mı?
Shouldn't he ever have to teach? Shouldn't she ever have to teach?
Asla öğretmenlik yapması gerekmiyor mu?
His siblings are translators. People are translators.
İnsanlar tercümandır.
Does it notify? Does it notify?
Haber verir mi?
Didn't we collect last year? Carry as soon as you collect last year?
Geçen yıl toplamaz taşımak mı?
His brothers were musicians. Male organs were musicians.
Erkek organları müzisyendi.
Did you care a minute ago? 1 minute ago, do you care?
Bir dakika önce umurunda mı?
Is her stepdad a lawyer? Is her stepdad a lawyer?
Üvey babası avukat mı?
Was he wearing? Are you getting dressed?
Giyiniyor musunuz?
Sometimes you are a contractor. Sometimes you are a contractor.
Bazen müteahhit olursun.
Support soon. They got close.
Yaklaştılar.
Couldn't he report sometimes? Can't report sometimes?
Bazen rapor veremez misiniz?
Is your nephew a barber? Is your nephew a barber?
Yeğeniniz berber mi?
I shouldn't be doing groceries after 3 midnight. I shouldn't be doing groceries after 3 midnight.
Gece yarısı 3'ten sonra manav yapmamalıyım.
I can ask. My organization.
Kuruluşum.
Don't we design daily? Shouldn't they be designing daily?
Günlük tasarım yapmamaları gerekir mi?
His colleague was an actor. His colleague was an actor.
Meslektaşı oyuncusuydu.
Can I be a stylist in 1 hour? Can we be a stylist in 1 hour?
Bir saat sonra stilist olabilir miyiz?
Am I an anthropologist now? Am I an anthropologist now?
Hemen antropolog muyum?
We cry. We cry.
Ağlıyoruz.
I would ask from time to time. I would ask from time to time.
Ara sıra rica ederdim.
Shouldn't they be reported? Don't need notifications?
Bildirimleri gerekmiyor mu?
Normally shepherd. Normally shepherd.
Normalde çobandır.
Was your uncle a trainer? Was your uncle coaching?
Amcan antrenörlüğü müydü?
Could it be a bricklayer? Could it be a bricklayer?
Duvarcı olabilir mi?
It's not bounce. He is not living.
O yaşamak değil.
You are not normally a cashier. You are not normally a cashier.
Normalde kasiyer değilsin.
Is their grandmother a farmer? Is their grandmother a farmer?
Büyükanneleri çiftçi mi?
Haven't they been blocked before? Haven't they been blocked before?
Daha önce engellemiyorlar mı?
Can't they focus on the sunset? Can't they focus on the sunset?
Gün batımına odaklanamazlar mı?
Siblings are pathologists. Patients are pathologists.
Hastalar patolog.
Is your grandson a judge? Is your grandson a judge?
Torunuz yargıç mı?
Produced the day before. It was done the day before.
Bir gün önce yapıldı.
Can I address? Can I address?
Hitap edebilir miyim?
Is their uncle a cook? Are their uncles a cook?
Amcaları aşçı mı?
Sometimes he learned. Sometimes he learned.
Bazen öğrenirdi.
He teaches. That teacher.
O hoca.
Your grandparents are waiters. Your grandparents are waiters.
Büyükanne ve büyükbaban garson.
Wouldn't he clown every day? Don't they clown every day?
Her gün palyaço yapmazlar mı?
Invited 1 year ago. Invited 1 year ago.
Bir yıl önce davet ettiler.
Aren't they 2 weeks from the advertiser? Aren't they 2 weeks from the advertiser?
Onlar reklam veren 2 hafta değil mi?
They finished 5 hours ago. They finished 5 hours ago.
5 saat önce sonuçlandılar.
Won't he lose? Won't he lose?
Kaybetmez mi?
Aren't they shop assistants at dusk? Aren't they shop assistants at dusk?
Alacakanlıkta tezgahtar değiller mi?
Sometimes you weren't dean. Sometimes he wasn't the dean.
Bazen dekan değildi.
Can't I get engaged? Can't I get engaged?
Nişan alamaz mıyım?
Could it be the innkeeper? Could it be the innkeeper?
Hancı olabilir mi?
I would reflect. I'm out.
Çıktım.
Our wife was a machinist. Our wife is the driver.
Eşimiz makinisti.
Was his half-brother a travel agent? His half-brother is the general manager of the travel agency.
Üvey kardeşi seyahat acentesi genel müdürlüğü.
Did he try now? Did I try now?
Şimdi denedim mi?
Noon is not a tradesman. Noon is not a tradesman.
Öğle vakti esnaf değil.
I can paint yearly. I can paint yearly.
Yıllık resim yapabilirim.
Are their cousins shoemakers? Are their cousins shoemakers?
Kuzenleri kunduracı mı?
His daughter was an actuary. His daughter was an actuary.
Kızı aktüerdi.
I can't publish. Take a broadcast.
Yayın çekin.
Your parents were notaries. The family was notary.
Aile noterdi.
Can't we be a weekly clerk? Can't we be weekly?
Haftalık olamaz mıyız?
His friends are self-employed. His friend is self-employed.
Arkadaşı serbest meslek sahibi.
Can't he read every day? Can't you read every day?
Her gün okuyamazsın mı?
Wasn't I a rower 3 days ago? 3 days ago rower not spreading?
3 gün önce kürekçi yayılmıyor mu?
Can't be washed every year? Can't be washed every year?
Her yıl yıkanamaz mı?
Didn't you play 3 nights ago? Didn't you play 3 nights ago?
3 gece önce oyun oynamadın mı?
Your father is a speaker. Your father is a clerk.
Baban memuru.
He wasn't thanking now. You don't thank me now.
Şimdi teşekkür etmiyorsun.
Don't you clean often? Do you clean often?
Sık sık temizliyor musunuz?
He was writing. He was writing. Her mother-in-law is a minister. Her mother-in-law is a minister.
Kayınvalidesi bakandır.
Could not communicate. Could not communicate.
İletişim kuramıyordu.
Should continue. Continue.
Devam ettirin.
They can give training after 3 nights. They can give training after 3 nights.
3 gece sonra eğitim verebilirler.
Is he hopeful? Is he hopeful?
Umutlandı mı?
3 years later, isn't he a stickman? 3 years later, isn't he a stickman?
3 yıl sonra çöp adam değil mi?
You can survive. You can survive.
Hayatta kalabilirsin.
Would they monk every week? Do they monk every week?
Her hafta keşiş yapıyorlar.
Did I host? Did I host?
Barındırdım mı?
You can apply every day. You can apply every day.
Her gün başvurabilir.
Are their stepdads athletes? Are their stepdads athletes?
Üvey babaları sporcu mu?
It wasn't like. It wasn't like.
Gibi değildi.
Can you be a daily nutritionist? Can you be a daily nutritionist?
Günlük beslenme uzmanı mı olabilir?
Was his stepson the postman? Carrie's stepson postman?
Üvey oğlu postacı taşımak.